Okay, now we are in our final week of pools, and my opponent is Pro Shuriken. They have another Flutter main and an Urshifu single strike. And although they have Torkoal, it's not really a fully fledged Sun team. They have only about 2 abusers, being the Photosynthesis Mons. His Terra Captains are ice on the Sandy Shocks and water on the Gligar. So, looking at this team, their main form of removal is Spin on Torkoal and Defog on Gligar, which is okay, but I have lots of ways to pressure those two. And seeing that they have Sun as an option, and I have Rain, they're definitely going to bring Sun to nerf all of my Rain sweepers. So since this is going to be a weather war, I'm not going to be running Damp Rock. In fact, he has lots of hazard setters, 4 potential Stealth Rock setters, so I'm going to be running Boots on my Pelipper. But over here, Terra, Fairy, Basculegion looks like a seriously good win condition. So I'm going to be building my team around Basculegion for once. It's going to try to be the star of the show. So without further ado, let's get to my team. So there's the choice band. We have Basculegion with Wave Crash to deal nuclear damage, Aqua Jet for priority in case my weather is gone, and then last respects, we'll smash through everything that isn't named Chansey or Urshifu. Terra Blast is supposed to be Fairy, but as you'll see in the replay, well, actually you won't see in the replay, but I forgot to set the Terra type when I went into battle with Pro Shuriken. So I didn't Terra at all because I had the wrong Terra type. I didn't want to get disqualified. So Terra Blast ends up being useless. But yeah. So basically, I want to be as strong as possible. And then the speed allows me to outspeed Scarf Sandy Shocks under Rain. Now we have another defensive Overquill. It seems that I'm always using this thing to defensively check some stuff. T-Spikes is really good because there's going to be a ton of switching with the Weather War. Taunt stops Urshifu and Bax from setting up. Even stops Celesteela from setting up. And then just dual stab to not be as passive as possible. Now we have Boots Pelipper. Want to be as physically defensive as possible for Bax Caliber. Even though I can't really touch it, I can at least switch into it and then U-turn away. The physical defense also helps versus Gligar and their Urshifu. The speed EVs just make sure I don't get crept. And I have Rain Dance to predict the Torkoal on the switch and then just deny its drought right away. This is a old tech that was used back in Gen 5. I think it was common back in Gen 5 when Ninetales had to run Sunny Day. So I just took a page from that and have Drizzle and Rain Dance. So Pelipper doesn't have Defog because its main goal is to get the rain up. So my Defogger will go to Giratina. This is just a generalist Giratina. Priority, hazard removal, mixed bulk, and max damage. Once again, Shadow Sneak is needed for the Flutter main. And then Everything else is just hit as hard as possible. The only mon that loses to would be the Celesteela if it gets behind the sub. So yeah, Giratina is very good here. Swampert is my secondary win condition because Swift Swim goes hard in this matchup. The speed is to outspeed max speed Fluttermane, but nothing else really. So I dumped the rest into bulk, and then I dumped everything else into attack. Superpower gives me more damage on Baxcalibur, Chansey, and the Urshifu. So yeah, I don't need rocks. I'm trying to end this match as fast as possible. Then lastly we have Kilowattrel because I thought it'd be funny to have the ground immunity and the electric immunity. So basically turn Sandy Shocks into a useless Pokemon. Yeah, he has Terra Ice, but if he does Terra Ice, then he'll have 0 switch-ins to my Banded Basculegion. So I'm gonna be betting on the Gligar turning Terra Water. In which that case, Kilowattrel goes ham. Now I do wall non-Terra Sandy Shocks, but it in turn walls me outside of weather. But I decided to like make a workaround by having some special defense EVs. This allows me to always live a timid power gem, and then I can just do a suicide endeavor, and that's my damage. It also has a really good speed tier, so I can outspeed Sandy Shocks. Actually, yeah, the special defense does not guarantee me to live, but gives me a chance. So yeah, that's it. Just keep the rain up with Pelipper, and then basically all of my mons pressure Torkoal except for the Overqwil. So they're not gonna have Sun Up forever, since it's gonna be near impossible to switch in Torkoal. But yeah, let's get to the battle. So yep, there's the Torkoal. No Sandy Shocks though. So Gligar is definitely Terra Water. And my Terra Captain is the Basculegion, but I did not set it to the correct Terra type. So I'm not gonna Terra at all this game. So who do I lead with? I'd like to believe Pelipper. Oh, Overqwil. So I wanted to get up Hazard as fast as possible. Perhaps I'm trying to bluff the competitive on Kilowattrel so he wouldn't defog. Overqwil also helps me, gives me a good start versus Fluttermane. I think that was what I was trying to predict, because Fluttermane leads very well versus me. So over here I set up the T-Spikes. Yeah, he has Earthquake, but I'm physically defensive and I intimidated him. Plus it's probably max Phys Def, so it's not gonna hurt me at all. It does have knockoff, so Overqwil is now on a timer without recovery. And here, yeah, now with Taunt, he can't even defog it at all. So my T-Spike is here to stay. So in comes Torkoal, but he can't even threaten me. Yeah, there's a Solar Beam, but gotta watch out for that Earthquake. He reveals to be heavy duty boots, just like my Pelipper. So Koshuriken does know what the name of the game is, which is Weather War. And over here, I just flip turn because, yeah, Gligar was obvious. He wants to take the Earthquake and defog it away. So now here I can keep pressuring it. And I believe I predict the Torkoal to come out, so I set up... Oh, no, I don't. I just want to get up the decent Scald damage, because Torkoal can't do much to me. He could spin the T-Spike away, but I believe he... Yeah, even if he spins it away, I'm now in a good position, because he has to switch out into either Bax or Chansey, in which then I can U-turn and bring out my hard hitter. So Swampert over Vasculegion because Wave Crash's recoil will just spell death. And now I caught him in a Vortex. U-turning Vortex, flip turn. And now this is when I can go into Vasculegion and Tera Fairy Blast. But this moment was when I realized I did not have the right Tera type. I was like, yes, time for a free Tera Blast. But I had Tera Water. It's like, what the heck? So now my only choice is to just hit him up with the Banded Wave Crash. I was like, well, it's gonna do big damage, and Bax is a threat anyway, so it can't even OHKO me back. So I just go for the Wave Crash. Even though it's resisted, I need as much damage on Bax as possible. But actually, it turns out that this error in my team building ended up working out for me, because he switched into Gligar expecting the Tera Fairy Blast. But I did not have that on me, and now I get a supposed read. I'm not sure if... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's allowed. I'm pretty sure that's allowed, that I got the wrong Tera type, as long as I don't use it. So, my opponent didn't know that. I never even told them I had the wrong Tera type, because, I don't know if that's legal, but I didn't use it, so it's pretty legal to me. Now in comes Flutter Mane. Even though they brought it in my rain-boosted Swift Swimmer, that makes me believe that it's Scarf. So I go into my Flutter Mane switching, taking the Shadow Ball. And now that's another free T-Spike. I want this to pressure the Urshifu and the Chansey, because Urshifu behind a sub is very deadly. And now I can spin block him. Chansey can't do much to me, maybe a Thunder Wave, but I just want to gauge the damage. It does teleport, and there's the Urshifu. Wicked Strike. I mean, Dingo Strike. So over here, I don't really have a switch in. I have Overquill, but Intimidate does not help tank Wicked Blow. And yep, there's the substitute. This is why T-Spikes was super important. And it got Swords Dance this gen. It's incredibly scary. Thankfully, I taunted it before it could get even worse. And from here, I'm just trying to play out its stabs. It does have Drain Punch, which is very scary, because now I can't play around its stab. It's going to keep healing with Drain Punch, so poison won't do anything. So the goal is to break its sub, so that my Swift Swimmers can take it down. Yep, the crit. So over here, I have to sack a few Mons just to get Urshifu down. Oh, actually right here. Yep. I flip turn into Giratina to block the Drain Punch, and now it dies of poison damage no matter what. So that was one crisis averted. Now the other crisis would be the Baxcalibur. And over here, I just let Giratina do its thing, because it can't one-hit KO me since that it's Scarf. And Giratina is basically doing a lot of cleanup. Torkoal can't harm me at all. Yeah. The Giratina is cleaning out the entire team. Chansey can't touch me. You can teleport, but so he decides to stall with some soft boils. Thanks to the recovery nerf, they can't keep that up. And after poison damage, I'm actually doing just as much as their healing. Now comes Bax, but no boots, so at this point it's a wrap. I just have to stall out Bax before it gets out of control. But he decides to be greedy. Yeah, I had to let Giratina die over there, because if I switched out and gave it a free turn of setup, it can basically one-shot my entire team. So I needed to just stay in and deny the greedy play. And yep, from there, Giratina cleans up the rest. Giratina actually got 5 kills this game. So, yeah, MVP goes to Giratina, and Basky Legion, even though that was supposed to be the star, he ended up getting 1 unintentional kill because I had the wrong Terra type. But with that enormous 5-0 win, I'm now guaranteed in the playoffs. And I was the first seed in my pool. So only 2 out of the 5 people in my pool can make it. I was first. And second was the only person that beat me, which was Amo. So yeah, now I get to go into playoffs. I never came across a true Sun team yet, but well, as a preview for my next match, I'm finally gonna be fighting one of the Scarlet and Violet cover legendaries, Koraidon. So this will be a very interesting and scary matchup. Alright then, I gotta go now, bye.